Good morning, Forex traders. Welcome to this video from Admiral Markets. We're going to take a look at the dollar and what it could do this week in the last week of November trading before we reach the last month of this year. Specifically, we're going to take a look at the dollar yen. Is it breaking indeed to the upside? We're going to be taking a look at the euro dollar and pound dollar. Is it close to resistance? And of course, we're going to take a look at the end of year schedule for our webinars. Now, first of all, the risk disclaimer does explain that trading for exchange is considered high risk, just like any global financial products, and may not be suitable for all investors. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. And this webinar is for educational purposes only. Please pause the video to read the entire disclaimer. Thank you for your attention on that. The euro dollar has made a very nice flag to the upside. In fact, slow, corrective, but eventually did break after a 2-week upside. And we're getting a very strong hook back at the moment. And we didn't break this top here at 135.70, I believe it is. Let me check. And yes, 135.73. Since we didn't break that top, this is still a potential pullback of this break. So what could this could be a breakout trade here, a pullback right there, and we could see the continuation of downside as we speak, in fact. So that is a very interesting setup, I think, on the euro dollar. It's a very low risk because the stop loss only has to be above this top, but the potential is huge because if we then zoom out to a higher time frame, we can see that the trend line here is at 133.75. That's already 150 pips away. Once we break that trend line, there could be even a fall to 131.50, which is the target, and there are even lower targets at 129.65 and 127.60, which also corresponds to the bigger bottom right here of the weekly chart. So there could be a lot of space to the downside, and considering that potential reward and looking at the relatively small risk, in my opinion, this is definitely an interesting reward to risk. Now, of course, trading is never 100%, nor is this trade idea or setup for a short, but the potential R2R, of course, is definitely very positive. Now, even if this does break to the upside and hits the 618 fib, then that still would be a resistance spot. So even if we break above this top, I would still be careful of the 618 fib and the 786 resistance spots. Also, the pound dollar is at a similar spot. It too is very close to weekly and daily resistance levels. These red lines here, you can see on the chart the dark red and light red lines indicating all kind of major levels, like the top at 162.60 and weekly top at 163.33. And also these dark red lines indicating trend lines of weekly and daily points that could act as resistance. So of course, this does not necessarily mean that this will fall, but there is a high probability that could happen, and that could mean a very big bearish momentum turn in this case. Just like the euro dollar though, the risk, of course, is very small if you put the stop loss just above this top right in here, and the potential fall is definitely decent. It could fall at least to these bottoms, and if it breaks those bottoms, it could fall to test any of these key levels right in here, and you can see the significant space potential to the downside. Now, of course, if it does break to the upside and does push above these dark and red lines, then obviously that this was an impulse. This is starting to look like a potential bull flag as well, and we could see that upside break once we push above these levels, and in that case it would be a bull flag. So we are at a bounce or break spot, and both are interesting. If it does break, we can try to see a good trade up to 167.50, above 163.36, and anything below here is a potential bounce spot to at least the next support level, if not lower. Alright, next one is dollar yen, and the dollar yen, we've been talking about this and analyzing it for quite a while and saying this was a huge impulse to the upside. This could in fact be a correctional triangle for more upside, and we are getting the break to the upside. You can see even if you put the trend line like this, we're clearly above this triangle and have broken it with a lot of thrust so far. It did move slowly maybe at the beginning. We were monitoring it and saying, okay, it has to accelerate pretty fast now, otherwise this is not looking like an impulsive break, and it did accelerate to the upside. If we look to the 1 hour chart, you will see that acceleration here and a pause and continue. Now personally, with these types of breakout trades on the dollar yen, specifically, we can keep, or I will keep looking for pullbacks to the previous consolidation like that and a bounce for that, and any breakout trades where you have a good trend line are good continuation breakout trades. So here Most likely on the dollar yen, we will see shallow pullbacks and breakout continuation trades for a while to at least 103.70, which is the bigger daily top. And if we break that, we could be going all the way to 110. This is the live schedule of our webinars, and tonight we have a special recap with Nanette of the euro dollar, pound dollar, and AUD USD. Tomorrow we have the educational webinar, not on Thursday. Tomorrow, that's on Tuesday, because of Thanksgiving. We will not have any live trading session on Thursday as well, but we do have Tuesday intraday trading and Wednesday supply and demand trading. Now, we also have a different webinar schedule here. You can see we'll call it the live trading labs, the live sessions, and expert advice, and the educational webinar. So that's coming up on December. You can see a whole list of webinar topics. Need versus greed, for example, on the 5th of December. Definitely encourage you to take a look at that. And at the very end of December, of course, we're going to take a look at the year-end trading. So make sure to take a look at that. For example, this Pro Learning Lab 2013 flashback, very interesting. And also, of course, in the new year, we'll be taking a look at what we can expect in 2014. So before, of course, we are in 2014, we'll be taking a look at December as well. So make sure to check all these webinars, and I look forward to see you there soon. Cheers, everyone.